Hello everyone, I am Melanie Youngsma, publisher of the Lansing Journal. The Lansing Journal's YouTube sponsor this month is Universal Martial Arts Ministry right here in Lansing. UMA Ministry teaches more than the physical skills of martial arts and Taekwondo. They also develop a sense of culture, discipline, accountability, and spiritual awareness for students of all ages. Master L of Universal Martial Arts Ministry knows these are the things we need to establish and build community, and that aligns perfectly with the Lansing Journal's mission. So we are proud to have them sponsor our videos this month. Look for their contact info and links in the description below. Thank you, Universal Martial Arts Ministry and Master L.
Okay, so we're going to start off with a couple of special use requests, and these were heard at the planning and zoning meeting back on June 18th. And the first request is for a special use for a cigar lounge, outdoor seating, outdoor amusement, live entertainment, and a couple of variances for perimeter parking, setback, and landscaping. This is going to be for the proposed cigar experience. I'd like to welcome Elijah Goodwin, who has been about a 3+ year project in the making, maybe longer. Elijah purchased the property at 3246 Ridge Road, and we've been working with him for quite some time on this project. There's a lot of balls in the air, so to speak, and you'll see it when he does his presentation. After Elijah makes his presentation with the help of his architect, then Maura Rigoni, our village planner, will come up and brief you on the village's take on the proposal, and then we'll have discussion. So I'll turn it over to welcome Elijah. Turn it over to you.
All right, my name is Elijah Goodwin. How's everyone doing this evening? I know it's late. I'm trying to be quick, but be very informative. All right, so the cigar experience originated about 15. First, before I do that, I want to introduce Silas, which is also my architect. Silas.
Yeah, Silas Hall, represent you and Associates Collaborative in Chicago. We're working with Elijah on just developing this whole project this day.
Okay, so the cigar experience, maybe 15, 20 years ago, it originated when my middle brother introduced me to a stale cigar. Now you look at it like a stale cigar and be like, okay, wow, he wants to open up a cigar lounge with a stale cigar. So I didn't really like it because I didn't know the aspect of cigar smoking. I didn't know about cigars to that point. So what I did was I actually tried a cigar on my own, but I went to somebody that I knew that smoked cigars, and then I was hooked. So what I want to do is introduce you to the cigar experience and let you know what's on the menu. Who am I? The opportunity that I'm listing right now, the zoning request, the operation, the outdoor seating, the outdoor amusement, live entertainment, landscaping, parking. I know it seems like a lot, but community impact and my next steps. Now, who is Elijah Goodwin? I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran. I was stationed at Nellis Air Force Base, nonprofit originator, Village of Neighborhood trustee candidate, licensed and bonded general contractor, investor, husband, and a father. Now the opportunity is I want to develop a premier, and I want to emphasize the word premier, cigar lounge in Lansing, Illinois. Upscale, unique, I should have added grown before the sexy, and sophisticated. Now, the zoning request. Standalone cigar lounge, as required by state laws, outdoor seating. I'm going to have controlled privacy gated environment with key fob access only. Outdoor amusement, pool table access, and nearby miniature golf style putting area. Parking, part of the rear portion of the property will be turned into a parking area. Landscaping, which is a privacy fence, planters, lighting, small shrub accents, things of that nature. Live entertainment within the interior of the main cigar lounge building only. Now, the operations. General business operation plan is there will be one staff member on light days of the operation and additional staff on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, but this will all be determined once we open and based on initial operations. Total occupancy for the interior part of the lounge is going to be 32 people or 32 patrons. Exterior garage lounge, which is going to hold the actual pool table. You can use that either during the fall, during the spring, during the summer. It's going to be heated and cooled as well. 14. Exterior space, 24. Exterior putting area, 6. And employees between 1 and 4, depending again on the operation. Now, the operations that we're looking to do is to have the main entrance of the establishment located on the north side of the building with an ADA ramp access, which Way and Silas helped us actually detail the diagram. And then once the staff is determined that the patron will be utilizing the premises as a lounge guest, they will be offered a daily membership or a two cigar purchase option. Now, once this is determined, they'll receive a daily wristband. This wristband you can use to get in and out the facility. You can use it to get in and out of the golfing area. You can use it wherever you're going to be at the lounge area. This will actually allow us to understand and to see and to be notified that there's someone that's not supposed to be there. Whether they're underage, whatever the case is going to be, we check IDs prior to someone coming into the actual lounge themselves. Now, there is a yearly VIP membership, basically, which you can, purchase, and you would have executive access to all areas of the cigar lounge, including the exterior, which is the exterior putting range, the exterior garage that we're going to, convert into an indoor-outdoor place where you can do amusements such as playing pool, and then also we're going to use pergolas in that area as well. This whole complete area is going to be gated. So it's going to be gated with a key fob access. You just can't walk up and you just can't enjoy the festivities without actually coming into the physical location, showing your ID, and getting your badge. All right, so the outdoor seating, as you see, is going to have pergolas. This area will consist of 2 pergolas and the space decorated with rectangle and circle planners. The section will also provide luxury cushion outdoor seating. Kind of like a nice venue or like your backyard on a nice sunny day. It's been too hot lately, but you know what I mean. Now, the number of patrons in this area will be maximum of 24. So it's 12 per pergola. So the pergola is going to be side by side, separated by planners. You're going to have tables, you're going to have ashtrays, you're going to have things of that nature. There will be TVs as well, so you might have a TV or 2 out there for entertainment or if the sports are on and things like that. Now, the space will be utilized in the spring, summer, and fall months as long as the weather permits. There will be a staff member as well in this area, depending on how many people that we have in this area during that time. Now, the outdoor amusement, which is amusement garage lounge, is actually going to have a pool table and enough seating for 14 patrons only. There will be a staff member as well servicing this area, and again, this is also going to be attached or secluded with the actual outdoor pergolas and the actual putting range. So all this is going to be fenced in again. Now, the putting range is just like going to miniature golf. It's going to be 3 different lanes, 3 tables, enough to fit 6 people. When you're smoking a cigar, you're networking, you're just having fun. You're putting, you're enjoying each other. Everything is good. Everything is dandy. So with 6 patrons with 3 high back tables and chairs, there will still be a staff member servicing that area, which again consists of the same area with the outdoor seating and also the amusement garage area. Parking and landscaping. We'll conserve portions of the greenery, which includes grass on both sides of the cluster of trees near the bank lot, because it's a bank. Now, let me emphasize the bank on that particular side, I believe is the west side, east side of the actual property. The entire property will be fenced in, so a privacy fence. Our hours in the screen, 3 screens ago, that we showcased for the indoor and outdoor, is going to try to coincide with the bank. So meaning, if we're going to be outside, we're not going to be outside in the morning, we're going to be outside maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the bank closes at 5 or 6. On days like the weekend when the bank closes at 1, we open up at 1, we open up at 12. On Sundays, the bank is closed, go Bears.
Okay.
So, patrons will also be required to enter the alleyway off of Burnham Avenue or Roy Street in order to access the Cigar Experience parking lot or the additional lot north of the alleyway, which, if we have parking overflow. Now, we don't know if there's going to be parking overflow. I'm assuming it will be because it's going to be sexy. So, but if there is, we have spoken with the village in regards to making accommodations for that as well. Now, the limited live entertainment is only for indoor purposes only. It's going to be individual live performers in a small group setting within the interior of the lounge. Sound will not exceed local ordinances, nor exceed 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Frequency is probably monthly. And if anyone has ever went to Potbellies and somebody was performing there with a guitar or with a violin, this is what we're looking for. Remember, grown and sexy. No bands, no DJs, no outdoor music, festivals, parades, concerts, any of that nature. chill, classy, warm, and inviting experience with the name. Now, the Cigar Experience LLC is a neighborhood smoke shop, cigar lounge that will be located at 3246 Ridge Road in Lansing, Illinois. We're looking to create a unique environment that enlists neighboring organizations to assist in supplying our patrons with food, drink, and entertainment from within the community. We're going to be involved in the sale of cigars, cigar-related accessories, prepackaged snacks, and non-alcoholic drinks. We will sell cigars, cigarillos, premium cigars, lighters, portable humidors, etc. Anyone who smokes a cigar knows when you go into a cigar lounge, you can pretty much get anything that an aficionado who smokes cigars would want. This will also be accomplished in a conducive environment that is specifically designed for relaxing, socializing, and networking. The experience is designed and constructed to meet the safety standards as recommended by the local and state authorities. Our customers are considered clients who will always be treated with good vibes, incredible ambience, and will also have provisions of indoor live music, outdoor putting range, golf, and everything that they want in regards to this experience. Our extended plan will be to make this our flagship location with future opportunities, but that comes later on in the years to come. But we will host several interior events throughout the year, such as, but not limited to, wine and spirit tasting, which we're going to get some of the community patrons and investors who have businesses, such as wine tasting, to actually come in and actually do wine tasting in our experience. Cigar rolling, we're going to do a Mother's Day brunch. We may have Father's Day brunch. We may have fundraisers. So we're trying to get back to the community because from my experience with smoking cigars, it's a great networking opportunity for people of all ages that are looking to expand, looking to meet new people, looking to meet new friends, looking to forge new relationships. So this is what we're trying to provide. Now, the food and beverage aspect of it, we'll provide a safety option for food and BYOB utilizing separate POS systems. Now, you're probably scratching your head like I was at one time and say, how am I going to use a separate POS system? So what that means is, again, going back into the community, utilizing like beverage, utilizing like certain restaurants in that area, they're going to utilize their POS system. So when you visit the cigar experience, there may be a QR code that you scan, it goes to their POS system for you to order directly with them, which puts money back into the community. The same thing with liquor, like alcohol. So we might go to a particular beverage facility within the community that serves alcohol or sells alcohol, and they'll be using their POS system instead of our POS system. If someone wants to purchase, a bottle of Jack Daniels or maybe some Blanton's or some bourbon or some tequila, whatever you want. Now, in regards to the safety aspect of that, we're going to have seal-proof bags. So it's not like, I wouldn't say seal-proof, we're going to have tamper-proof bags. So meaning if you ever went on a vacation, you ever went to the duty station, or not duty station, but duty-free, and you actually purchased some liquor or some cigarettes or some cigars, they put them in this bag and they have a seal. If you break the seal, let you know you broke the seal, then you're in trouble. It's the same thing with the cigar experience. Now the VIP members can actually utilize their lockers, quote unquote, their lockers, to actually store their alcoholic beverage or whatever they want. Their cigars, they can store their lighters, they can store whatever they want that they want to utilize when they come to the cigar experience. Now, the next steps after today would be, hopefully we can try to open late August, early September if possible. But we will allow, if you would allow us to bring a new experience to the people of Lansing, we would greatly appreciate it. Now, I drew this picture. Please don't shame me. But I've tried to give a visual. Let me pass. The premier destination for sophisticated South Suburban nights is the cigar experience. And I just want to thank you all for letting me do my presentation. Sorry.
That's good.
Any questions?
Trustee, I feel like this is necessary. Because for many of us up here, this idea of a cigar lounge is foreign and new. As a cigar connoisseur myself, what Elijah is trying to do here is not foreign or a new concept. It's a very common concept, especially in Illinois, which does not allow alcohol sales within cigar experience or food sales. And so the workaround within Illinois is a BYOB concept in order to make it work. And so, Elijah, I do give you credit because this is, most cigar lounges tend to be grown, in your word, because cigar smoking is not a cheap habit.
Yes.
It's a premium product, but your illustrations are a step above that, so I appreciate that. But I just want trustees to know that this concept is not foreign to other cigar lounges in our state. Across the border, the cigar lounges are allowed to offer their own food and alcohol. So what Elijah's proposing is not something that's new.
Elijah, I know there's a place in Flossmoor too.
Yes.
The Embassy. Or,
The Embassy.
yeah.
They do the same thing with separate POS systems. Actually, I mean, to give them credit, that's how I learned of it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because I know that's a premier cigar
Yes.
lounge.
Yes.
You know, and it's in Flossmoor.
Flossmoor.
Right.
It's called the Embassy.
I wanted to just also remind the board that the BYOB aspect of this is not what's being presented here tonight. That was not heard by the BZBA. We're here to deal with the special uses and the variances that right now Lansing does not have. We don't permit BYOB. However, we're well aware that this was Elijah's game plan, part of the business plan. So that will be presented when the redevelopment agreement for this location is brought to the board, quite possibly at the next committee of the whole meeting. So I'm glad that you're disclosing it. It puts a little bug in everybody's ear, but tonight it's more consideration for the cigar lounge itself and the outdoor seating and the outdoor amusement and live entertainment. So I know we have, I guess I want to give everybody a chance to ask Elijah any questions, because Maura is going to come up and present the village's vetting of this request. And I think there's actually a more detailed site plan that we're going to review, and Maura and Elijah might even want to tag team it. So if there's any other questions, if not, we'll bring up Maura.
I have questions. Thank you. Yes, thank you for coming to Lansing. Considering you were or are a Maywood resident, I'm not sure.
Yes. Well, it was a Maywood resident.
Were you? Okay.
My wife forced me outside.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here. This will be the first. Is it the first?
Yes.
Okay. What are your? So I do have some questions. I'm not into cigars, but I do have family members and a lot of friends who do this. So what are your hours, and then would you be written this out for private parties, because you have a lot of different sections that can be utilized, the golf, the outdoor. Would this be something you can rent for private parties?
I haven't determined that yet. Right now, it's specifically a cigar lounge.
Okay.
So I haven't even thought about that. I'm trying to get it off the ground. I'm trying to grow it, trying to build it. I'm trying to look for the hours as well for you. Thank you, sir. But yeah, so I haven't actually even thought about that long term.
Oh, never mind. I got it right here.
Okay.
Your hours. And this is your first, you said your brother has one, right?
No. I said my brother. My
Introduced
brother
you.
introduced me
Okay.
into a Romeo and Juliet, the
Gotcha.
stale cigar from a liquor store.
Okay.
It was stale.
It was stale. Definitely. That was my first cigar experience.
Just one question for me. Forgive my ignorance, but what's a POS system?
Point of sale. So it's like when you go into a restaurant, not a restaurant, but a store, restaurant too, and you scan the item. It's a point of sale system that's usually, it generates like a UPC code or a number, and it attaches a product and a price to it.
So you have to be working with a different business that have them bring in their whatever system they need in order
No.
to do sales.
So I will be working with a different business, such as, a liquor store, or such as like maybe restaurants and things like that. They'll have their own POS system. So there's a way for you to take a QR code and scan it, and it'll go directly to however you program the QR code to whatever restaurant, to whatever liquor store, and they'll actually be able to place an order using that QR code. But that order will initially go directly to that restaurant, or be processed by that restaurant or that liquor store.
Understand? Thank you.
Fabian, I think we're looking for the supplemental. PowerPoint.
Yeah.
That was like that.
Yeah, I'll go back to it. Elijah, just a quick clarification point. Being a lounge, I've seen two types of lounges. Lounge one is premium cigars, humidors, things of that nature. Lounge two is cigars, vape, hookah. So are you more about one?
Grown and sexy.
It's an important delineation.
Yes. So no hookahs, no vapes, no anything like that. I'm trying to attract the grown and sexy, the more mature. I'm trying, and it's not necessarily based off of just what you spend on a cigar, because we'll have everything from punch, which you know is $8, $7, all the way up to Monte Cristos, or all the way up to Davidoffs, which could be $60, $80. So it just depends on your flavor. So cigar. They be good though. They be good.
All right.
I don't have a question, but I do, as an employee of the bank next door, I did go to the planning and zoning meeting with a few concerns and questions, and with your presentation there, you answered and calmed any of the concerns that we had at the bank, so I just want to thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we want to be a part of the community, but we don't want to be a burden to the community. So thank you.
We're excited to see the conference.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to bring up Maura Rigoni, our planner, and she's going to take you to the site plan, which I think will help you visualize what's going to be here at 3246 Ridge Road.
Well, thank you, I appreciate it. Good evening, Village Board and Mayor. First, to the distinguished, we do actually have a separate category that addresses hookahs and so forth. So the way that this ordinance was written was very specific for cigar and cigar only. So that was one when we redid the zoning ordinance, so it's a specific item. So if anybody else has any concerns, that was specifically why. So before you this evening, the address is at 3246 Ridge Road. It was previously a single-family residential property. There will be a number of both interior and exterior improvements to this. I will run through some of the special uses, and as well as then the site plan as well. One, it is a special use request for a cigar lounge. This will be our very first one. This was actually a use that was implemented when we did the overhaul of the uses a number of years ago. Outdoor seating, kind of backtrack. Because this is a new use, a lot of our uses and our parking and so forth, we don't have for cigar lounges. So we tried to look at our codes on the best way to apply very similar uses that we might find in some things like restaurants. So for one, the next special use is that for outdoor seating, and that outdoor seating is adjacent to this area right here. As was noted, it will be completely enclosed by a fence. It will have 2 pergolas, as well as then in your package you have some additional information showing different landscaping items that will be there to kind of further define the area. The next is that outdoor amusement. There is a petting ring, as was noted right here. This is the outdoor amusement special use that is required because it is not contained within the building, but actually just north of the garage there as well. The other is indoor live entertainment. And the indoor live entertainment, as is noted, relates to the actual live music that would be provided. This was a little bit different. We generally come here with a lot of special uses for live entertainment, but this one's different in the way that we looked at it based on the type of music, the frequency of it. So a lot of the conditions that were considered and put on by the Plan Commission are very similar, except one that we did have a conversation with the police as well was relating to security, modifying it as the ordinance to give us the opportunity to, not required, even though they had indicated that they would have some level of cameras on site, but as need be, kind of that check-in, and if we need to modify or adjust any of the requirements related to the live entertainment security, that gives both the village and the property owner the right to come back. Also, the other request that we have here is for parking variation. And that is relating to this back portion here. Currently now, there is a drive that extends here and relates to the, extends right to the alley. None of this is improved currently now. It is grass. We did have many iterations. It was, I think, a collaboration, I'd like to call it, between the village as well as then the architectural team to ensure that we did protect that drive aisle that was along the bank to the east. Parking requirements is that you have a 7-foot parking perimeter. So you have 7-foot of green space here and 7-foot of green space there. We were concerned with the overhang of vehicles, particularly this is the actual drive aisle that goes to the ATM, as you can see. what we had done is we had worked with the applicant to go ahead and provide additional green space on the east side, which then resulted in a smaller green space on the west. So that is the parking variation when it comes to that setback that was required. And we look at it, one, because of the unique site, it's only about 60 feet wide to provide all the green space, as well as in the parking depth in the stalls. That kind of makes it a very unique situation. The reduced green space is very common in our downtown area, and generally in most locations we do not see that. As it relates to parking, again, this was a different way of looking at it. We looked at, it wasn't retail, because retail would really require very minimal, but it kind of lent itself more to a restaurant in terms of how to look and how it feels. People will come, they will stay for a number of hours and so forth, so trying to find that hybrid. The zoning ordinance does allow for us to look at similar type uses when we don't have it listed. So we took the occupancy of all the individual spaces that were identified by the applicant, came up with the total number. They are not providing that total number on site, but however your code does allow in your central business district to reduce the number of parking spaces to create that more of that downtown feel. And just north of it is a parking lot, as well as then further north as well. As I noted, there were some both interior and exterior improvements to this property. Interior obviously is modifying it from a residential use to a commercial use. Exterior also has bringing more of that commercial type look and feel to the property. That is about parking, as we had noted previously discussed about the liquor consumption. And one of the items that we did talk about at the Plan Commission, as well as then conditioned upon, is providing some kind of landing spot. We see it a lot when we go into more fast food restaurants where we have a mobile drop-off pickup area, trying to find that as a designated location. As you can see, previously vehicle access was provided on Ridge Road for the site entirely. They are now providing a gate here, which would eliminate the increased traffic on Ridge Road. With that, we are looking at potentially locating some type of a mobile drop-off or something in this particular location for those delivery drivers to know that it's designated, and yet then they're not taking up any of the potential spots in the rear of the property. The Planning Commission did have a number of conditions. Most of them were just relating to the operation, specifically to the live entertainment component of it, as well as then modifications of the site plan related to the mobile pickup. And I'm here if you have any particular questions.
I know we're not at this point yet in the approval process, but just a question just from anything. So the intent would be not to allow, if we move BYOB, you're not allowing people to bring their own alcohol. It must be purchased through the West system linked to a retailer within our community.
Yes, that's correct.
And that retailer, and even, is that been arrangements been made yet to assure?
No, we're working the logistics with that as well. I will be getting with Dan to arrange all that. He knows a lot of the retailers and things in the community. We'll be working hand in hand with that to get everything as far as the logistics situated with that.
The house will not be used as a residence at all?
No, there's going to be an upstairs because we can only have on the first floor. But right now we're focused mostly on making sure the cigar lounge, which is the first level, is actually working and actually up and running.
Elijah, I'm curious to know, because when you do POS system and you order your bourbon or what have you, is it being delivered like Uber Eats? How do they get it?
So that's also part of logistics. It won't be delivered through Uber Eats, quote unquote, but when I speak with the actual, business owners within the community, we have to work hand in hand. So it might be a couple of days on their slow days, they can have somebody deliver it. On their busy days, we can come and have somebody pick it up. But we're trying to create a community where we're sharing.
So how does it work at the other location, the Flossmoor location?
So the Flossmoor location, pretty much similar. So what they did was they had a liquor distribution company that's located in the area, and it'll be similar to what we were planning on doing. You won't be able to just go on to a QR system and pick out 1,000 liquors. So it'll be dedicated, maybe 10 bourbons, 5 tequilas, 5 vodkas. We also want to introduce into like wine. So we have some wine vendors within the community and things like that. So when you go on there, there'll be a specific brand or specific number. So it wouldn't be like unlimited. So how they do theirs, they have a distribution center. Their distribution center, or the people that they go through to distribute the actual liquor, only may have 20 or 25.
Well, so the food would be like that for food too?
Yes.
Okay.
So like if you do beggars, yes, I throw that out there because beggars is right down the street. But if you do beggars, you'll be able to order the meat lovers. You can order the vegetarian, but you won't be able to order a full menu. Because with a POS system, if we're going to program it or if they're going to program it, that takes one, a lot of revenue, and then two, it takes a lot of resources. So we just want to keep it simple, and then we'll grow with the community as we grow with the experience.
It's on the plan to access from the north of the parking area, but is there also the existing sidewalk in that tunnel?
Yes, you're going to have a sidewalk. Now, in the front portion of the actual building, that will be the emergency entrance, but where Maura is pointing, that's going to be the entrance going from the north. So once you park in a parking lot, you can go into that entrance. Now, there's, in the front where the gate is going to be, there's going to be an entrance right there as well. So if even you want a delivery for your food, you can come in that way as well. If you are a patron, you want to come in and purchase a cigar or have a smoke, you can come in that way as well. So we're not preventing, I know the alley, I believe, is going one way, so we're not preventing anyone from obtaining access to the facility.
So if there's foot traffic, let's just say there's a Box Point event of some sort, and people walk on the street for ice cream, and now they want to come check out the cigar lounge. So they're on a ridge, they're not walking in off a ridge.
No. They have to walk through the gate, through the back, so they're not walking in off the ridge.
They can, correct, but the pedestrian gate is here.
It's
So
in,
it's
yeah.
still, and that was the one key that we had worked on, is we wanted to keep that pedestrian foot traffic that you would typically see in the CBD. So that's why we kept the sidewalk and provided that pedestrian access. But I think what he's mentioning is that previously to access the single family home, what would be the south side, the south facade, that no longer would be. So they would have to come through the gate and then to the rear. So you still get that very lively retail pedestrian type feel, foot traffic that you're looking for on Ridge Road. That has not changed.
Ice cream and stogies. I can see the marketing campaign. Are there any other questions at this point? I really want to thank both Elijah and Maura, and you see the value, we put a lot of time into this, and you see as Maura was going through the site plan and ticking off, the features like the fencing, the extra landscaping on the east side. You see Elijah nodding his head. We spent a lot of time on this together, staff and petitioner, and that's why when we get something planning and zoning, we get something here. We're really trying to submit the questions that the board's going to have, so that you get a presentation that hopefully is acceptable in most cases. So really kudos to both Elijah and Maura, which just kills it on our flag. All right, so what we'd like to do is we'd like to get these special uses and the variance on the next agenda for consideration. If the board is ready for that. Yes. Okay. And then we would potentially, then at the next COW, we would potentially have a redevelopment agreement and a consideration of how we would do the BYOD. Okay, so our next meeting is going to be August 19th. So that's when these things will be on for a vote, and then we'll let me review Elijah, obviously, before then, the work on it. I think you're still working on your cost estimates.
Yes.
So we'll try to see if we can get that done for August 19th.
Gotcha.
If we're going to hit that late August, the early September opening.
All right.
All right, very good. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our next special use request is for